Smash Up is a card game, but it's not a deck builder like you might be accustomed to. Instead, you choose two different factions and their cards are shuffled together to create a deck you play with. You might think that means you end up with a game lacking in strategy, but that's not the case at all. It just means the strategy comes from a different place. There's a lot to like here, and while there are a few niggles, namely with the controls, you're still going to have a pretty good time playing it. The factions you're choosing from all have their own set of skills. Dinosaurs are giant damage dealers, ninjas are sneaky, pirates are, well, piratey. You make your choice at the start of every game, and from there you need to earn victory points. You do that by smashing up the bases that make up the play area. Each base has a set number of hit points. Your minion cards each have a strength score. When the total amount of strength on a base is higher than its hit points, the victory points are dished out. Some bases have rules that add different elements to the game, and some of the factions have cards they can play after the hit point limit has been reached. Figuring out how to use everything you've got at your disposal is the key to victory. The controls are the only real problem here. You're not dragging and dropping cards, and since that's such a familiar thing to do, it'll sometimes catch you out. Some of the buttons you need to push are often a little small when you're playing on an iPhone as well. It's frustrating, but it's still a minor complaint, and the game underneath still manages to shine through. Throw in online and local play, and you're left with a decent adaptation of a really good game. Some of the base rules are tricky to understand, and sometimes having the highest score on any given base doesn't necessarily get you the most victory points. This means you are going to have to put a little work in order to get good at it, but we do think it's worth it. There's a real thrill to smashing through the bases and messing up other players' plans, and while it's not as deep as the likes of Hearthstone, there's still enough here to impress even the most devoted card-playing fan.